want to be sure because I'm not getting the vibe I need. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so welcome to the launch of Mcbird, as we call it. And before we leave here, I'm sure we'll get a full scope of the reason why we are here. My name is Nana Kisi. I'm the programs manager for Yali TV. And Yali is the Young African Leaders Initiative. It's a signature project of the US State Department to train the next generation of African leaders. And some of us have been very lucky to be part of the beneficiaries of this ingenuity. And we come here knowing that we from the Yali TV are projecting this for the next generation of journalists and even those in journalism to give the best report about disability and more. So if you have no idea why we are here, then this is the reason why we are here. We are here to launch the media capacity building initiative for reporting on disability. And you agree with me that we need more in this field. So that's the reason why we are here. And we want to acknowledge some partners who are here already and those who come subsequently will be also introduced. So we have from the US Embassy, Kevin and Madam Joyce. Are we? Let's see the way. Please, let's clap for them. Please, is that the best you can do? or you didn't hear? I said from the US Embassy. You know what it means? The US Embassy. So we can give them a round of applause. I wouldn't want to go further, but those who know. Or anyway, from the Ghana Federation for Disability Organizations, we have Robert. Is Robert here? All right. We have Jonathan and Sandra. All right, thank you so much for coming. And from Ghana Journalists Association, we have Madam Linda. Is she here? And also, we are privileged to have the GJ President, Ghana Journalists Association President, Mr. Alfred Moni. Thank you, sir, for coming. Again, from Limitless, we have Met, Raj, and Shuti. Is it? Alright, thank you so much. So they are here. And at Yali TV, we have advisors. We are privileged enough to be shepherded by these great men. And sorry, they are also here. Mr. Benjamin and Mr. George Pratt are also here. Mr. Pratt says he wouldn't want to be on the high table, so he's watching from afar. So the camera's on you. And just to remind you, we are live on Yali TV on Facebook Live, so if you want to share it. And Yali, like I told you, is Young African Leaders Initiative, so it's across Africa. So since we are live on the Facebook, I think you have to give your best post because you don't know who's watching from Ethiopia, from Namibia. For me, I think it's my left side. So if I was here, like Mr. Proud, I've mimicked this post. So not to waste any much time, would call on the manager, the general manager at Yali TV, Mr. Stephen Esu, to come and give us. What would you want to give us? All right, so let's call Mr. Stephen Esu. He's going to give us the details, the reason why we are here, as we expect more people. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
I just realized some few media houses are here. We have to wait a little bit for them to ensure that we didn't miss them. Fortunately, some of them are here, so I wish Mr. Kumse, we shouldn't delay them registering, we should just come so that they don't miss what we have to say. I would like to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to the institutions that believe that young people have what it takes to build institutions. I hope I can take my mic.
Yes. For 30 seconds.
We want to say a very big thank you to these institutions because it makes a lot of impact to know that institutions believe that young people are not only being trained and being schooled, but are also worthy of being partakers or stakeholders in the socio-economic development of our countries, not only in Africa, but across the world. So we want to first of all say a very big thank you to the United States Embassy in Ghana, which is a representative of the State Department of the United States. We want to say a very big thank you to you. Since Kevin and Joyce are here, on behalf of Yali TV, we want to say a very big thank you to you. Thank you so much for believing in us. And, you know, we are a growing television platform. About 3 years very strong, 3 years strong in March. Being an online platform, I would say we have big channels, big media houses. If you are to do any program, why with a young and upcoming media house? But the GJA, being the umbrella body for media practitioners and journalists in the country, they welcome us, welcome the initiative, and said, this is good to go, we are with you. We want to say a very big thank you for empowering young people to be relevant in our role in contributing to the development of not just the country, but specifically the media space. Thank you very much. I think they deserve a round of applause too. Also, we want to acknowledge the National Center for Disability Journalism based in the United States, actually housed by the Arizona State University. They are not here with us today, but they are with us virtually. When we communicated with them our intentions that we were very interested in developing the capacity of journalists to report on people with disabilities. And the good news is this is already an existing institution that has been doing what we are planning to do. So we communicated with them, shared some few correspondence, and then we had some virtual meetings, and they promised to give us every support that we need so that we don't reinvent the wheel, but we just go straight to the point and just impact on our journalists exactly what they've been benefiting from for the past years or decades that they've existed. So we want to say a very big thank you to them as well. And to the Blue Crest University College here in Ghana, it's a private university college. They are not here with us because they're having a very critical program that they will join us. They have a representative in here, but they would not like to be on the high table. So we want to say a very big thank you to them for also throwing their weight behind academically. I'll be unfair if I don't acknowledge also the advisory board members who have one way or the other been contributing their advice and resources, technical support to ensuring that we are here today. So special thanks to you, Mr. George Pryor, special thanks to you, Mr. Benjamin, and to all those who are virtually watching us. Special thanks to the Yali West Africa coordinator at USAID, Mr. David Kamal. You are live, you are watching us, you just confirmed. Thank you also for your advice, and we really appreciate your support. Are we good to go? All right, so one will ask, why are we here today? We are here to outdoor a program that has already been open for the past few days. It's basically, when you see in front of me, you see MCBIRD. What does it mean? It stands for Media Capacity Building Initiative on reporting or for reporting on disabilities. So this initiative was initiated some few months ago in consultation with the US Embassy here in Ghana to train and empower and equip journalists in the country. You and I will agree that our journalists over the past decades have been very influential and relevant in the building of the various industries as well as the nation as a whole. And we always refer to them as the fourth estate. So we believe that with the right tools, the right information, the guidance that is necessary, the resource platforms that already exist, our journalists can become more effective, more sensitive to people living with disabilities. So when they have to report on them, there is accuracy, there is empathy, and when we report on them, it seeks to improve the state of the people with disability their projects or initiatives or the things that they are doing. Not only to just report on them as a form of a news content or a program content, but going a step further to ensure that there is an improvement after the stories have been made on them. And simply put, we want to improve on solutions journalism. We want to promote opportunities for developing the people reporting. Entrepreneurs, we have people living with disability who are entrepreneurs. We have people living with disability who are sportsmen. We want to use this training to further equip our journalists to see themselves as that platform to hoist them as flags that bring hope to other people with disability. So we want to see a promotion of people with disability using the tool of journalism as a launchpad for them. We also believe that there are other young upcoming journalists who, in one way or the other, have attempted to do something in this space. We believe that journalists who have over the years been reporting on disability can become role models who will then nurture and mentor upcoming journalists as a result of the empowerment we'll receive from this program over the next couple of months as we prepare for the second edition of this novelty program. As I said earlier, this program opened in November. It opened officially in October. But you're choosing today to further drive home the urgency, the necessity of this program by ensuring that our fellow colleagues in the media, other media houses also get wind of this program. When you go to our website on www.realitytvonline.com/mcbird, you'll get to see the full information of how one stands to be qualified or eligible to apply for this, the steps they need to take, the information they need to input. We have wished we could have tried a demo application right here, but because of time and some technical challenges, we will share more information right here to enable as many people who get to watch the news or get to tune into the media houses or read about us in the dailies to get this information. The program I would like to take some few minutes to elaborate on the activities or the timetable for this program. Currently, as I said, the application is open and application closes on the 12th of November. That's in the next 10 days. So we are encouraging as many of us who are in the space to share this information with colleagues we know who over the years have been doing the stories, documentaries, writing, making publications online in newspapers, or been doing write-ups in magazines, and even doing reports, news reportage on radio and television. After the closing of this application, there will be a selection section where selected officials will do a very competitive assessment to select 30 of our gallant journalists to be part of the first edition of what we call Mcbird. So we'll then announce them publicly. After the selection is done, there will be a public announcement by social media, through our media partners, and on our websites to celebrate these gallant journalists who have been selected to be part of the program. On the 1st of December, we will then welcome our selected delegates from across the country who report at our venue. And right after that, on the 2nd, the program begins. So we'll have a 2-day seminar on the 2nd of December and on the 3rd of December. The 3rd of December happens to be the International Day for Disability. So we will then use that opportunity to celebrate all the fellows who have been selected on the program. We'll end the whole 2-day workshop with a dinner and an honorary section where partners will join us to honor these journalists who have gone through the 2 days training program. After that program ends, we will have a 3-month period where we will have an exclusive impact report section with the journalists who have gone through the program. This section will help us to further highlight the activities, the programs, documentaries, reportage of the journalists, and also spend time to quiz and find out more from these wonderful personalities, how they do their report and the way forward on their impact on people living with disabilities. The good news is that if you are a journalist who has spent time in the past, who has committed your passion and your skills to reporting on people with disability, there will be the opportunity to win some exciting prizes. And it comes in cash, and it also comes in other additional tools or materials that will be needed in the quest to report more interesting, adventurous stories of either the plight of people living with disability or their attainments. As I said earlier, we are very interested in giving some quota to some of those who will be applying. But before I do that, just to throw light on what we'll be expecting from those who apply. We have 5 key thematic areas we'll be looking at. One is the evidence of commitment on behalf of the reporter who is reporting to people living with disabilities. There must be a clear commitment in the report or the project you are submitting. There must also be creativity, motivation, and skills displayed. And then we'll look at the diversity that you seem to portray and how you also portray teamwork. We're looking at originality of your reportage and also whether there is a project idea behind what you are doing and there's a sustainability plan for you to continue what you are doing. I would love to end here by saying that this is an opportunity for us to contribute our quota to developing the media space. Let's do ourselves a favor. If you are hearing or you are participating in this program, let's get in touch with people we know who are reporters who report on this focus area. And then let's also, if you are one of those who has already been reporting, this is an opportunity to build up your skills and your capacity to be the champion that becomes a voice for people living with disabilities. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to you for whatever effort you'll be contributing between this period and the climax of our program. My time is up. I want to say thank you to you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Salasesu. I thought you could do it better for him. He's giving us the details. And he's the general manager of Yali TV. So this applause is too low. If I'm not giving this role again, I blame you. All right, thank you so much. That's Mcbird. So he was mentioned McBird. I think we can just do it Mcbird so that it becomes very easy for us to remember. Mcbird. Are we able to say Mcbird?
Mcbird.
Mcbird. Okay, so we are all Mcbirds. All right, thank you so much. And the next person, the next institution to talk to us, we feel very privileged to be associated with them. You know what partnership does. It really gives you weight when you have the very credible institutions backing you. So even at Yali TV, we value collaborations a lot. And so we collaborate with as many people and like-minded to make sure we do what we are to do and do it best. So from the US Embassy, we would want to hear from them as well. Please round of applause. From the US Embassy. All right, thank you. And Kevin is representing. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. That's very good. I won't make you repeat it. My name is Kevin Brosnahan. I'm the press attaché at the U.S. Embassy here in Ghana. We're so pleased to be here with you today, supporting this important and creative work of Yali TV. I only met the impressive young leaders of Yali TV a few weeks ago, but I was immediately impressed by Stephen and the whole team here today. They really represent the best of Yali, the Young African Leaders Initiative started by the U.S. government in 2010. I also want to acknowledge the Ghana Journalists Association, the Yali Advisory Board members who are here, and the members of Limitless who are here today, who are highlighting this important issue for Ghana and for West Africa. Since Yali started, it has truly blossomed, training more than 5,000 young African leaders from every country in sub-Saharan Africa through Yali's flagship program, the Mandela Washington Fellowship. In 2022, we'll welcome 700 new fellows, young leaders, to the program. Yali's 4 regional training centers, including one here in Ghana, here in Accra, as well as training centers in Dakar, Senegal, Nairobi, Kenya, and Pretoria, South Africa, offer training, professional development, and networking opportunities to thousands more. And our online Yali network provides free tools, courses, and events to more than 700,000 young African leaders. We're extremely proud of this program. And that's the success story behind Yali. But we're here today to talk about Yali TV, which was born from the creativity and innovation of the Yali program. Yali TV today supports young African leaders across the continent to tell and share their stories. And that's what's important about what we're talking about today, telling and sharing stories. Telling and sharing the experiences of people all across Africa and their challenges. And that's why we're extremely proud to support Yali TV and its media capacity building initiative for reporting on disability, which we now have the permission to say Mcbird. Thank you for that. This initiative will give 30 journalists and communication professionals the opportunity for in-depth residential training focused on reporting on people with disabilities and the challenges they face. As Stephen said, providing the ability for accuracy, empathy, and fact-based reporting when it comes to disabilities. People with disabilities in Ghana, and in many countries, have unique challenges that can limit their participation in the workforce, education, and society as a whole. That's not right. And Yali TV's Mcbird initiative will help build public understanding by training journalists to report on people with disabilities, as well as providing resources and a network of contacts to support the journalists' work long term. The United States commemorated the 31st anniversary this year of the Americans with Disabilities Act. In the ADA's history, the law has made accessibility and equity a priority. Progress was not immediate, but over the 30+ years, the ADA has come to be known as landmark legislation that truly seeks equality. The law guarantees equal opportunities for individuals with disabilities in public accommodations, employment, transportation, state and local government services, and telecommunications. We know that democracies and dynamic economies need everybody's full participation to truly succeed. Congratulations to Yali TV for helping take a step forward to truly more inclusive democracy here in Ghana and in Africa. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kevin. I think we can do it better for him. We were supposed to do 5 minutes and he did 3 minutes, 52 seconds. So who would you delegate the rest to? You have the choice. All right, so we are, like I said, we are beneficiaries of the Yali initiative, and I had the rare privilege to be a Mandela Washington Fellow, which means I had the privilege to go to the United States for 6 weeks and training there. So thank the U.S. Embassy and the State Department for this continuous improvement and investment in the next generation. And again, the next person or the institution represented by their president, you rarely get this man to be here at programs like this and more. So it's a rare privilege to have Mr. Ifeomoni from the Ghana Journalists Association. He is the president to also come. All right, round of applause. Yes.
The information of the U.S. Embassy, my height mate, a member of the Council of State of Yali TV, Zekwansa, Joyce from the U.S. Embassy. Joyce is one of us. She's on loan to the US Embassy. Selassie, the young dynamic general manager of Reality TV, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all sprinkle the stardust of commendation on Reality TV for this brilliant initiative. Many years ago, the famous American publisher and editor Joseph Pulitzer said, and I quote, "Journalists are educated and not more." Pulitzer was pelted with all kinds of verbal stones for igniting a fury by that statement. In those days, it was fashionable for journalists to be trained on the job or to be trained by osmosis. But the complexities, the challenges, the expectations of media consumers all vindicate the rectitude to place more emphasis on training, capacity building. So our mantra as the umbrella body of journalists in Ghana is seek first capacity building, and all others shall be added onto it. We will seize the opportunity to take an inventory of how far we have come in championing the rights of people with disabilities. In 2006, Ghana enacted the Persons with Disability Act, which guarantees untreated access to public places and buildings for people with disability. It also guarantees free healthcare, employment, education. But if you spread these provisions with the logic of reality, the reality is that we have a long way to go in fulfilling the mandate we have as a nation to champion the rights of people with disability. As media practitioners, ours is to use the power we wield and the influence we peddle to better the lots of people with disability. Social exclusion social stigma, social discrimination, and in some cases, social victimization are the lots of people with disability in this country. So we have a moral, we have constitutional, we have ethical responsibility to ensure that these challenges of people with disability do not become a permanent crucible. So from now on, to declare war on factors which inhibit the fulfillment of the full rights of people with disability. The initiative by Reality TV chimes with moves by the Ghana Journalists Association to change the paradigm and alter the narrative relative to the conditions of people with disability. We need to make a big move from the compulsive and obsessive use of stories on NDC and MPP to make room for stories on people with disability. I believe by giving them enough airtime, enough space in the media by pushing politicians, holding them to account, and matching their promises against their actions will make a world of difference in the story of people with disability. We need to go through the manifestos of the two leading parties, whether we like to, Ghana is MPP, NDC state. So we need to look at the manifestos and see to what extent these parties have been fulfilling their own constitution, their own manifestos. We should not allow what they promise on paper to be an empty platitude or inflated rhetoric. And journalists will sharpen our focus in this area to ensure that people with disabilities who are also created in the image of God live to fulfill the purpose for which we came on planet Earth. I thank you. God bless us.
Thank you, Mr. Ifemoni. That's the GJ president. Thank you. So he did 6 minutes, 33 seconds. And that was from Kevin. Thank you, Kevin, for giving him. And he said, Madam Joyce is a loan to the embassy. So please, on your next loan, consider Yanni All right. Thank you so much. I think this is where we would give the space and the opportunity for all of you who have questions. But before then, we want to take a message or two from our advisory board. Mr. Pratt, please, if you're ready. All right, please, Mr. Pratt is our advisory board member. A round of applause for him.
I guess this is the way Yali TV does its baptisms. I'm very new to the advisory board. I've been a proud admirer of Yali TV for quite some time. But only recently they hoped me to be part of the board. And this is how they baptized me. So let me just add my voice of congratulations and thanks to all the participants, all the stakeholders, all those who are committed to this very worthy cause to which Yali TV has also decided to champion. I share many of the thoughts that the last speaker shared and concerns about the way we practice our journalism in this country and the way we don't give enough attention to some of the social issues which are extremely important and pertinent and which must be at the forefront of our daily conversations as a nation. And my hope and prayer is that this initiative will be the game changer in this plane that has been so unfair to a part of our society which is of equal importance and has the equal potential to make its due contribution to our socio-economic development as a nation. I see this done much better in other parts of the world. And I'm grateful and thankful that at last, in our continent and in our country, we have an opportunity to address this and address it for good. And so this makes me proud to be part of Yali TV, to be able to contribute my quota, my advice, my thoughts in this wonderful enterprise. And I just pray that all of us here, especially the journalists here, will show total commitment to what I consider to be a worthy cause. I thank you very much. I hope you didn't
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Pratt. And just to let you know, Yali TV's premises was given to us by Mr. Pratt. And that's an investment in Yali TV. It's giving us a space to use for, so now we have an address. We are not only virtual, we have an address, 5 Abele Road. So if you're looking for us, 5 Abele Road, Kokomlembe, that's where Mr. Pra donated to us. We can give him a round of applause for that. That's something huge. The youth need this to scale up whatever we are doing. Please, Limitless, are you ready? We are waiting for you, Limitless. So there's also a partner organization. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a great honor to be here representing Limitless Ghana, an NGO run by teenagers like me. My name is Mert, and I am a student of Al Rayyan International School, and one of the 4 members of Team Limitless. I would like to introduce our organization and what we've achieved so far, and so on. Limitless was founded in 2018 by Arnold Nambier as his high school personal project. Our main objective is to create awareness about persons living with disabilities and raise funds to help support their needs. Limitless intends to support people living with physical challenges who need a little help to reach their full potential and achieve their own goals and aspirations. Our vision is to inspire persons living with disabilities to reach greater heights and send a message that the only thing limiting us is just our imagination, and that everyone is limitless. We have been working closely with the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana, the Orthopedic Training Center, and other disability support organizations. Annalise Darko, one of our 4 team members, who is an avid polo player herself, came up with the idea of a fundraiser by organizing a Limitless charity polo tournament back in September 2020. The money we raised was donated to the National Paralympic Committee to buy a set of powerlifting equipment for their Tokyo 2020 tournament, Paralympic. In the past, we've collected money to buy beds for the resident children of the OTC and distributed bags of rice and other food supplies to around 500 families during the COVID lockdown period. Our latest project was a wheelchair donation drive. We purchased wheelchairs and walking aids from abroad to donate to some members of the Ghana Federation of Physically Disabled. We believe that this is just the beginning, and I'm confident my teammates and I will continue working on the cause we truly believe. I firmly believe that even if we can't change the whole world, we can still change someone's whole world. I want to extend our sincere appreciation to Ms. Josephine and Mr. Stephen Selassie and everyone involved in Project Mcbird for this commendable initiative of yours. This has never been done before. Persons living with disabilities need someone to speak up for them. It is a well-known fact that the pen is mightier than the sword. Journalism was critical in the past and is still very important. Your thoughts and words matter because people make decisions based on what they read. Journalists have the power to set the tone for public opinion. Through the media, people become aware of issues occurring in the world. As a result, they make educated decisions. You can contribute to creating awareness and sympathy to encourage people to take action and lend a helpful hand to those in need. I want to wish Yali TV and its supporters every success in your latest initiative project with Bird. My friend Raj will speak next to tell you all about why he wanted to be involved with Limitless and our upcoming ideas and goals. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First of all, I'd like to make this quick. First of all, I'd like to thank Hamza for sharing information about the work Limitless has done so far. My name is Ras Sakwani. First of all, let's talk about diversity. There's to say that there's a lot of diversity in the world, but a lot of the time we tend not to acknowledge it but to fear it. And sadly, we live in a world in which a lot of people look down on people with disabilities. They see them as less than or even unlucky. I never understood this when I joined Limitless after seeing a COVID food donation drive by Arnav and Annalise. Basically, while volunteering with Limitless, I met children who may not be able to walk, or even speak or move, and yet are human beings who deserve equal respect and love. In fact, they even deserve more respect and love as they have the grit and determination to move, even if they have harder or more difficult circumstances than us. And therefore, I believe that we should have a way to support these people, and we should have higher respect and love for these people who are in fact more disabled than us and have the grit and determination to fight these circumstances. That's a personal reason I joined Limitless, and I hope that this is also a reason which encourages others of my age to join Limitless. First of all, I'd like to thank our donors whose generosity and belief have helped us reach where we are and also achieve all we have achieved till date. However, this is not enough. Now, our next aim is total inclusion for dignified product life and integral part of a society. We are hoping to continue supporting PWDs by more sustainable means. Basically, we hope in equipping people with disabilities to be financially independent by providing people a way to earn salary. We hope to do so by basically financing small businesses which only employ people living with disabilities, or other social enterprises which may only be willing to employ such people. Everyone should be encouraged and employed to participate as fully as possible, even in an economic and social life. However, as teenagers, we might not have the experience we require. Therefore, I encourage others to support ideas in our income generation project, and also in proving the whole world that disability is super ability. Thank you.
Thank you so much from Limitless. So if you just tune in, this is the launch of Mcbird, and we are looking forward to, just like you watch TV or you listen to radio or news segments and you hear all those segments, sports, entertainment, business, and all that. Our vision at Reality TV is to have a segment for disability. So you watch sports, entertainment, business, and there will be a segment also for disability. That's our long-term plan, and this won't be a one-off thing as long as our partners continue to support us. So we'll have the support in it. All right, thank you so much. So our partners have pledged their, was it a pledge? Silence means consent. Always, I heard that word, that's what we really wanted to hear. And thank you so much for that commitment as well. Again, the Federation for People with Disability, if they are here, we would need their representative to also share a word with us. All right, just to remind you, we have refreshment for all of us, so it's a gentle reminder whilst we wait for the person from Ghana Federation for Disability. All right. A round of applause.
Okay, so I'll be signing, so please permit me to take off my nose mask. Thank you. Good afternoon once again. It's morning, yeah, good morning. So I'll be representing the Federation, that is Ghana Federation of Persons with Disability, that is GFD. The director himself should have been here, but she's busy, so I'll be representing her. I want to say a very big thank you to Reality TV for this amazing project. Actually, I've been here watching all the presentation and I'm really touched. What you guys said is, amazing. Personally, I'm a person with disability and we have challenges every single day in our lives. In our workplace, sometimes we get rejected. In education, there's no equality. A lot of challenges in our life. But hearing this project and how it has been outlined, I believe that me and myself and the Federation believe that this will open more doors for persons living with disability. Honestly, we have a lot of barriers. in education, communication, employment, so much barriers, but we are still thriving, and we hope that at the end of the day, reality TV will be a stepping stone, helping us to break all these barriers as persons with disability. Me myself, there are a lot of things that I want to share, but I'll just leave it here and hope that we will see more of reality TV helping us break a lot of barriers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We're happy to know that we have your support. And if you just tune in on Yali TV, this is the Media Capacity Building Initiative for Reporting on Disability. So we've launched it already, and this is the official launch with the GJA, the US Embassy, Blue Crest University, Ghana Federation of People with Disability, our advisory board, and all of you here watching. And we acknowledge the support. We are happy to know that our partners pledge their unflinching support to this and more. So the applications are open as we speak now. They open on 20th October. On November 12th, everything, we are closing it, and we go through sieving stage where 30 journalists will be selected to participate in a 2-day resident training in Accra. And it's open to people in the communication spectrum. If you're a PRO for persons with disability, if you're a journalist, and more. And I think I would want to draw the attention of the GJA president on this. Usually when we listen to the news, especially the Akan-speaking ones, the reporting on disability sometimes is very disturbing. We can't repeat it here, but even this week, we heard the news of a person who I think couldn't walk or so had that disability and was involved in something sexual, and the reporting was as if it was comic or more. So I don't know if the GJA would have to do something about it. So it is of interest to us because of what we are doing. We follow this keenly and more. So we are doing this to make sure that professional and ethical reporting on disability comes to the zenith of reporting here. I share my story when we're doing the launch of the migration. I went for a training and I didn't know I wasn't supposed to use illegal migration. I was supposed to use irregular. But as a person who was formerly in journalism, I was writing illegal migration. So it was on that training that I was trained to really report, and right now I use irregular migration. So this is a training that we are going to have and more. How to report ethically, some of the words to use. So we have partners like Arizona State University who are coming to train us. They have a lot of experience in that field, so they are coming to share with us. They have a lot of books and more to read on this. So this is what we are going to do when we come for it. And the application, I hope there is coming in. Yeah, people are applying. We want more because you're going to sieve anyway. And if you apply, you look at your works and all you've done in that area of disability, and you're going to be part. So this is where we open the floor for questions, contributions, and more. Yes, sir.
Yeah. My name is Latif Ogugri from the.
You don't need a mic, thank you.
From the Business and Financial Times.
All right.
I was even tasked by my board chair to come for this program. And Mr. Dr. I'm a football member, so I'm so excited that I can see him here. And it's a great thing to do. One of the work that I do at Business and Financial Times is that sometimes we get people who bring stories to us to publish for them. And sometimes we go to the press release that they brought and see how we can make it better and even interview them and write other things better. But most often than not, we don't see people with disability bringing maybe stories or the program that we have to cover. So I'm encouraging as I stand here. I want to see how best I can also support them. In case they have a program they can extend to us, like this one that they extend to our board chair, that we can come to that program and write stories and put things for them. I want to say that when I was last year, there was a gentleman who always appeared from my gate. He is a disabled person. I did that for 1 good year. He was doing his national service of aviation. I took it upon myself that every morning I'll pick him from my entrance and even take him home and know where he stays and pick him every morning to do his national service. These are some of the things that we can do for people that I think will support. And I belong to an organization called Global Mission. It's in the United States of America. It's South Carolina. And one of the things that we tend to do is that we go to orphanages, we go to disability center and go and support them with items. For instance, we're doing something at Echoing Hills. We go to Echoing Hills, know the people who are there, they are people with disability. And we've been doing this in every year. So I take my leave every month of August. Go to these places, go and visit them, and give them donation to be able to make their life better. So some of us are still here. After this program, anytime you invite us, we'll be able to come and see to it that we put your story, even not from the front page, we can put it at the back page, which everybody reads, so that we address the issue of disability. So thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you so much. So Business and Financial Times is a medium, it's a newspaper that publishes on business and finance. All right, thank you so much. So that commitment is from Business and Financial Times. Any more, please? All right. Your name, where you represent, and your question or contribution. City News. All right. City FM.
So my question is basically on what we discussed on that but here we also understand that it deals with the disability. It also has variations. I don't know how the Yali TV is going to communicate that. I've also been thinking about. I've been communicating with the disability organizations, and they also tell me about the sign language that is in a small box that they can't see. And when it's possible, they can also get, how do you call it, at their own platform to have the news. I don't know how the Yali TV is going to address that in terms of creating news content for persons in sign language, so that if they want to consume sports, politics, social issues, they tune in and they understand that. I don't know whether that's another platform ready for that. And then also looking at the person with disability, I'm looking at sign language because we've had conversation extensively on that. And having the sign language teachers being trained enough. Now, these sign language teachers have until the college. I know they are doing it at Winneba. I don't know about Winneba, but that's the level, diploma. So for them to continue to have the degree, they need to go outside the country. For them to move higher is very difficult. So that also should be addressed in terms of having the language, the sign language formalized to help with the persons in sign language. Because all these are difficulties they keep coming to me with. And I don't know how that has been solved as far as we are looking at creating enough content for these people to consume. If the language is not formalized, that creates a problem. And that also might lead to something else which you might not see in our attempt to make it readily available to them.
All right, thank you, Abubakar. I'll attempt to answer some of the questions that were based on my area, and I'll call my general manager as well. So you seem to have a lot of experience in that field with what you are saying. Our vision is to really project this and more. So we need collaboration from you, we need people like you from the Business and Financial Times to really solidify whatever we are doing. And we are open for collaborations. Like I said, we respect collaborations a lot. On Yali TV, we have, after this, we are going to even have a dedicated segment for people with disability. And what we are doing is even our contribution to it, because you even move from the office to here to help us to build this. So we have open door policy, where we are looking forward to collaborations from all areas, people who can help us to make this concrete enough, to make sure the issues of disability are given enough attention on our news, because news really carries weight. It's weightier than most of the segments on TVs and on the media. So we need collaborations from you to help us to solidify everything we do. But we can call Mr. Salasius to also add on if there's any.
Briefly, I think what you said is a very good contribution, but one thing we want people to understand is that there is no one institution that can carry all our problems and solve them at a go. That's why a platform like this is to help us scale up our efforts by multiplying ourselves in other institutions. And we believe that the reporters from the other media houses have become indirect contributors or supporters of this vision we have. With you and I from the various media platforms teaming up together for our various innovations in reporting on disability, we become a mighty force beyond just the walls of our corporations or media outlets. We'll be able to bring up different forms of diversity of reporting on disability, and we'll be able to capture basically, maybe if you want to do special editions for people who might not even be able to see, those who are physically challenged with regards to hearing or speaking. Then the various diversities come. So our objective actually is to highlight what other journalists have been doing so that we can empower them to bring out these diversities and innovation in bringing out the stories of people with disabilities. So we are encouraging people like yourself to take advantage of this opportunity to be part of the team, because there's going to be a lot of information that's going to be shared, how we can team together to do this work of ensuring that there's equality and we achieve our sustainable development goals in the long run, leaving no one behind. Thank you very much. I would also like to add quickly something I forgot. We have a selection quota. One will ask, okay, what about this, journalists who have disabilities? Are they also eligible? Yes, they are eligible. We have a quota for them. We have a special quota for female journalists, and we have a special quota for journalists who are reporting outside Accra. We don't want to give attention to only journalists who are resident in Accra. We are also focused on journalists who are scattered across the other 15 regions of the country. So I'll end here, and just wanted to know that it's open, even when they report in any local dialect, whether Twi, Ghana, Hausa, Ewe, any of our dialects across the country or our languages, you are eligible to apply for this opportunity. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any question or contribution, please? All right, sir.
Okay, so honestly, I'm so happy that my brother here brought the issue on sign language, and I would want to give a suggestion to Reality TV. Me myself, I'm a deaf person, I'm a person with disability, and talking from experience, I hope that you will have, you will open this issue wide, because in our system, when we talk about persons with disability, people think it's just persons who are blind or physically disabled or deaf people. But we have more than up to 8 or 9 persons with disability. That is the categories. So my advice is that we have to open it wide to capture all these groups of persons living with disability. And mostly we love doing this only in Accra, which doesn't help the other people who are in the other regions. So I don't know if we can do something with the grassroots people, that is those who are in the villages. I know that there's a new thing that we are doing, but after here in Accra, if we can, do the same project in other regions, so that those who are in the villages who are also doing the media work can also partake in this.
All right, thank you for the suggestion. But just to let you know, it's open to everybody in the 16 regions of Ghana. So it's across Ghana. And we even go directly to the GJA associations in the various regions, where I am personally communicating with the Western Region chapter of GJA. So we are making sure it goes directly to the grassroots in that field. And this being the first edition, we'll make sure the subsequent ones will really capture this and more. So we are taking everything you've said into consideration. All right. From Limitless.
Yes.
I'm tempted to mention your name, but if you can help us.
Yeah, my name is Shruti.
Shruti.
Yes, so this foundation was started by my son a couple of years ago, and now it's going on. So I just wanted to take a moment to say a very big thank you to Yali TV and everyone who's supporting this initiative, because nothing of this kind has been done in the past, and it's such an important thing. It's just that what I feel is people care, people want to help. It's just that we don't know how to do it, because the plight of people with disabilities has never been on focus, has never been given the attention that it really deserves. So I'm glad that you've started it, because journalists have the power to change opinions, to bring matters that should be brought to the limelight. They have the power to do that. So I'm glad that you're doing this, and I do hope that through this action, through this initiative, we have a lot of powerful journalists speaking about these issues, and maybe someday, perhaps, a law can be passed in Ghana where it should be mandatory for every organization to employ persons with disabilities. Like, it should be compulsory. We could do that, or maybe, you know, offer tax benefits to all these organizations, because they don't need our donations. They need an opportunity to earn a decent living. And I think that this is the first step, and I think that it's going to happen someday soon. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I like that they don't need our donations, they need that opportunity to really be involved. All right, please, any more questions? The focus is the persons with disability. It's not reality. So let's really come together to really project them, to give them as much opportunity as we could and not as much donations. Any more contributions or questions?
Sorry.
Okay.
So I work with a group of kids, so we coined up this phrase. If we should call them not disability but super ability. They're stronger than us. They
super
can
ability.
Yes. We don't use the word disability anymore. We call them the ones with.
I'm sure next year won't be Mcbird again, please.
Thank you.
Are we safe to end this?
But I think
communicators.
Yes, communicators. But when you come into the business cycle of the newspapers and then the television station, they have a section, maybe the marketing or sales department, that can also help promote this agenda, to see that all these places get this thing done. For instance, I do a bit of marketing, and I head the marketing department and do a bit of journalism work and other things as such. But I feel like this particular section, so we can get other marketing department and sales department, so that we can all help put this agenda. And I think it's a very good agenda to push. For instance, you mentioned when our president was talking, he mentioned of the politicians, how we can move their promises and ensure that whatever thing they said in their manifesto, they do it. Some of these things, the marketing department can pick this thing up. We see this thing in your manifesto. What are you doing about it? What is the next action? Then we'll be pushing, we'll help the journalists to assign to get this thing done. So I believe that this thing, we can do it together, not only the journalists in the, the media space, but the other department, like the sales and marketing department, which can put this agenda. For instance, as I mentioned, if somebody bring an article, it's an event going on, I can be able to say that, can we attend this and make sure we publish it in our papers and ensure that this thing is going on. A journalist can push it, but maybe sales and marketing can push it better and ensure the thing comes to the front page. Because we, together with the editor, do this work together and push the agenda. You bring an advert, and then it's supposed to cost maybe 6,800. As a marketer, I said, can we give to the people free, because we can get an open space and get our product and services up there. I think we can do this way, but that's my suggestion anyway.
Right, thank you. I like the passion with which you mentioned this, and would rely on you for a very strong link in BNFT. So we'll come to you. We'll have a lot of discussion on this. Please, any more contributions? I think we can pick the last two and gladly end this. Mr. Panzer. You weren't expecting this, right? You weren't expecting me to mention me.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting.
Oh, but anyway, your name opens doors.
Really?
Yes, because when our bankers hear your name and they're like, he's on your board? Wow. How much do you need? Please, do you want to say anything?
So do I need to come there?
Yes, please. All right, so Mr. Panzer is part of our advisory board. A round of applause, right?
Yeah, thank you, and good morning, everyone. The lady from Limitless made a point that we shouldn't call them, or we shouldn't say disability, but super ability. And I'd like to share just a quick story. Many years ago, I think I was around the age of 10 or 11, there was this friend that I was playing with, he had a problem with the right hand, so he couldn't use it. So in my mind, that was a disability. And in the course of play, I think I did something that got him so upset. So he used the left hand to grab my shirt. I struggled so hard to get myself off him, and he said, no way. So until he released me, there was no way I could get off. And for me, that is not a disability. So what I do is to replace the word dis, D-I-S, in disability with T-H-I-S, this ability. They have so much potential, limitless potential, and together we can make a difference. We can make the impact that the world needs. It will take you and I to do that. If we don't rise up to the occasion and we always look down upon them, there's very little we can achieve. And as I close with my remarks, I'd like us to make this statement together regarding making a difference in the lives of people. So let's say this together. Let's say this together. 1, go. I want to make a difference. Doing something that makes a difference. With people who make a difference. At a time that makes a difference. Mordecai in the Bible told Esther that this is the time for you to talk, do something. If you at this time hold your peace, deliverance is going to come from another source. But you and your father's house will be destroyed. In any case, who knows whether you are in the kingdom for such a time as this? There's a reason we are here. Let's rise up together, make the impact that the world deserves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kwanzaa. So now we are getting confused. We wanted to make it my best, and you said disability, so my bet. So we are looking forward to the names. I don't know if the general manager will help us coin it better next year. So don't be surprised next year if you don't see my bet and you see any of them, the S or the T. Are we done with the questions and contributions, please? All right, so on that note, am I eligible for closing numbers? Media friends here, the journalists, we rely on you to send it to your colleague media persons for them to know that there's an opportunity like this. We have 10 days more to close the session, and we are looking forward to having a lot of people applying so that we see and get the passionate ones who are into this space to be trained in Accra. So your journalists in Takrade, Nafrongo, wherever, please push it to them. And we are open for collaborations, we are open for support of every kind as far as the persons with disability and super ability is concerned. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Nana Kwesi Gosen. I'm the programs manager at Reality, and it's been wonderful having you here. We have refreshment for you, and because of the COVID etiquette, we want to give it to you here. And what do you do? Yes, before you move. So please sit and enjoy our refreshments before. Until then, we'll meet again online. Keep watching Reality TV and please subscribe to it. Please like the page, share it to as many people as you can to also follow. We have a lot of interesting things to share to the US Embassy, to the Ghana Federation of Persons with Disability, to the Ghana Journalists Association, our advisory board members, Blue Crest University, Arizona State University, and all the management members and staff at Reality TV. We are so grateful. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you.
I believe believe in Africa. I believe in Africa.
I'm Eunice Mano Bagi, the correspondent from Nigeria. Keep watching Yali TV.
I believe.
I'm Adikalias Kamara from Sierra Leone. Keep watching Yali TV.
I believe in Africa.
My name is Absa Samba, a correspondent from the Gambia. Keep watching Yali TV.